What's going on, Fantasy World? It's your boy, Hot Soup. And I'm coming to you live with our session of Week 14 Top 5 Sits. Do not set those lineups until you hear these top 5 sits. Boy, I got the recipe and I got the ingredients. Come get this work. Whew. All right, we're going to go over our first sit of Week 14. You need to get this guy on your bench. Don't think twice about it. Chuba Hubbard. Not only did he burn me last week with that fumble, but the whole game to only put up what he put up is kind of concerning. Chuba Hubbard is going against Philly, ranked 4th in the league in giving up the least amount of points to running backs. He is right now losing his bell cow role to the rookie Brooks, who got some work in last week. Yeah, don't think I ain't watching. Philly is 7th in the league, giving up yardage on the ground at 104 yards. Chuba Hubbard fumbled in overtime, costing the team the game last week. He has 9 receptions in the last 6 games. That's not even 1 reception per game. Carolina will definitely have to pass in this game to stay in it. I see Brooks, who got 3 receptions last game, in 1 game, and he looked good doing it. Listen, I'm seeing not a 50-50 split, but Brooks coming in a lot on third downs when Chuba used to have those third downs. Looks like Brooks might have some better hands than Chuba. If you want to base your team winning or losing this week, and you think Chuba Hubbard is going to be a reason you win, you are sorely mistaken. Find another reliable option in Week 14, man. You heard it from the soup. Chuba Hubbard, 14 touches, 57 yards, 6.7 fantasy points. He falls outside the top 20 running backs in Week 14. Yeah. Our second player that you must get on your bench this week. And I know you're going to kill me because just recently he had a huge game. Jaylen Waddle versus New York Jets. They are number 1 in the league in stopping the receiver for fantasy purposes. Jaylen Waddle against top 10 secondaries this year. 6.5 fantasy points, 5.6 fantasy points, 6.6 fantasy points, 4.7 fantasy points, and 9.3. That's right. 5 games he's played top 10 secondaries and come up short. This is the number 1 secondary in the NFL right now. Jaylen Waddle, 7 targets, 4 receptions, 67 yards, good for 8.7 fantasy points. He's had 2 big games all year. And in Week 14, look elsewhere or be square. Or shit, don't listen to me. I don't care. That's on you, Fantasy World. Bench Jaylen Waddle, man, you heard it from the soup. Our third player that you must bench. This one hurts, man. I had a lot of stock invested in this quarterback, and he has hurt me in the last 2 weeks. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is going versus Chicago this week. My Bears bear down. The Bears have quietly been a real good team this year. We have just lost 4 games by 3 points. That's right. 4 games, man, we've lost this year. 4 nail biters. If we had some good coaching, we could have been 8-4, but instead, we are 4-8. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We're going to have better years. This year just ain't the year. Brock Purdy versus Chicago. Chicago ranked 2nd overall in stopping the quarterback. Since Brock Purdy has injured his shoulder, he's been hiding in a shell. No more CMC, no more Mason. They now have to lean even harder on the running game because we have no Ayuk. And Debo will now turn into running back / receiver Debo, meaning the number 1 receiver is Jawan Jennings. You lock up Jawan Jennings, all you got to worry about is Kittle and Debo. That means the downfield passes are not going to be what they were in the past, meaning a lot of dinks and dunks, a lot of screen passes. Defenses are going to key in on this. Brock Purdy's ceiling has went from here to here, and it sickens me, but it is what it is. George Kittle will be the biggest beneficiary of all the injuries that's going down in San Francisco. Man, you heard that from the soup. Brock Purdy has had 2 games over 300 yards all year long. He's had 3 games with 0 passing touchdowns. He's had 1 game with 2 TDs and 2 games with 3 TDs. This man has had 5 games with 1 touchdown. Did y'all not just hear all those stats? 3 games with 0 TDs, 5 games with 1 TD. There's 8 games that he's played this year that he's only scored 1 touchdown through the air. Did y'all not just hear those stats? The Bears are the best secondary that Brock Purdy has seen all year long. In the game that Brock Purdy did have a huge game where he threw for 353 yards and 2 touchdowns, CMC was playing. Find another option for Purdy in week 14. You heard it from the soup. Yeah. And our 4th player that you have got to get on your bench, and y'all gonna hate it because y'all waited about 8 to 9 weeks to get him back, Isiah Pacheco. Oh, that's right. Isiah Pacheco versus Los Angeles Chargers. Defense ranked 5th versus the running back right now. They have only allowed 3 touchdowns all season long on the ground. That tells me Pacheco is not getting in there. He's splitting time with Kareem Hunt. He will need volume in order to be a top 20 running back this week. Volume is not what he's getting. This is only his 2nd game back. Andy Reid is trying to go deep into the playoffs. He is strategic. They are not going to give Pacheco 22 touches this game. It's just not happening. They are easing him back in. He's averaging around 4.5 yards per carry, which is better than Kareem Hunt's 3.7, but Kareem Hunt has done enough while Pacheco has been out to prove that he is a good change of pace back. I see Kareem Hunt getting 10 to 12 touches. I see Pacheco around 14 to 15 touches. This is where we're going to be at for the next 2 weeks until Pacheco really gets back into his swing. I see this as a split time backfield. These are facts, not feelings. Relax those feelings. Relax. Just let go. And in week 14, bench Pacheco. You heard it from the soup. Isiah Pacheco in week 14, 14 touches, 69 yards. He's going to be good for 7.4 fantasy points. He will fall outside the top 20 running backs in week 14. Man, you heard it from the soup. And our last player you have got to get on your bench, Davante Adams versus Miami. Davante Adams is going against Miami, who is ranked 2nd in the league, giving up points to opposing receivers. He has had a problem producing against top 5 secondaries this year. San Francisco shut him down for 5 receptions, 59 yards. Pittsburgh, 3 receptions for 30 yards. Miami is the best secondary that he has seen all year long. The Jets are averaging 204 passing yards per game, ranked 23rd in the league. Miami is only giving up 203 yards per game, ranked 9th in the league. In 12 games played this year, Miami has only given up 13 TDs. That's 1 touchdown per game. Are you going to bet your week on 1 touchdown per game? That's a 25% chance Adams gets in the end zone. Davante Adams stats: 3 touchdowns in the last 9 games. Aaron Rodgers is averaging 173 yards per game in the last 3 games. 4 touchdowns he's thrown in the last 3 games. That's 1.3 touchdowns, and the defense has only given up 1 touchdown. This is screaming 1 passing touchdown for Aaron Rodgers. And are you going to bet it's going to be to Adams? Is that what y'all doing here? Davante Adams, 10 targets, 6 receptions, 63 yards, 9.3 fantasy points in Yahoo standard scoring this week. In week 14, you will be on your knees praying that Adams gets into the end zone. If you want to bet your life on it, go ahead, but not Soup. Those are your top 5 sits for week 14. Come check us out for our top 5 starts on our next episode. It's your boy Hot Soup. Come check us out later on this week and we'll see how we did on I Told You So episode and see how we fared off on these starts and sits this week. It's your boy Soup, man. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like and subscribe. Go in and comment if you have any issues. If you got issues with what I just put down, the recipe and the ingredients I got going on, hit me on the comment section. We can talk about it. It's your boy Soupy. And I'm out.